Something I hate when fucking people are like scientists about lifting. Like there's exceptions where it's like makes sense, like people like Jeff Nippard, people who are genuinely like qualified. The thing I hate the most, this kid one time was talking about my physique, and let me show it all actually. Yeah, I feel like I look like pretty good. I'm not, my arms are kind of small, and I'm kind of fat and my upper chest isn't developed, shit like that. But I don't train for aesthetics. I guess the number one thing, I train for performance. I got that athletic training style. All about that box jumps and bench press and step ups and runs. You know what I'm talking about? That good shit. And so the only time I've ever trained just to like look good was one time, like I tried to do a lat spread and I was just like, damn, I don't have any lats. So I just started fucking spamming back stuff. And now I feel like my back looks pretty good. Like I feel like I look good back. Speaking of my back, this kid on the wrestling team, which is why I work out for the wrestling team, right? This kid, he goes, "Ju-" it's just like it's so fucking nerdy. He goes, Justice has an aesthetic physique, but his back is too developed. It's more developed than the rest of his body. And what was it? His front delts are more developed than his rear and side delts. And at the time, I didn't even know what that meant. Like I know it's like the heads of your shoulder, right? Front head, side head, rear delt. Yeah, rear, yeah, delts. Front delt, side delt, rear delt. That's what it's called. But at the time, I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. I was like, I thought it was some like super scientific shit. So I was just like, dude, you're a fucking nerd. Like, actually, like, that's a very nerdy thing to say. And it's just like, come on, dude. And I think one of the biggest problems, here's the thing, I'm 155 pounds. I'm not like big, right? And in shirts, I look like kind of skinny sometimes, if it's a long sleeve at least. And so I think the gym culture now oh, is super just about being as big as possible. Everyone just wants to have a huge chest, big arms, and big legs, and fucking six pack abs at a fucking 250 pounds body weight. Like, you can't do that when you're fucking like 5'8". I think if people really just wanted to be lean more, which is way healthier than being fucking huge, right? At least I think from what little I know about the human body. But I know being big isn't good. If you're 5'10", I feel like the biggest you should be is like 195 pounds, Like if you're 5'10" and over 200, you just look kind of weird, Like for me, I feel like I could weigh a little more. I'm 5'10" myself. I feel like if I was like 180, I feel like I'd look pretty good, But I just think then the reason I said it is at the gym one time, my friends asked this one like gym bro. He was like, they're like, "What do you think of Justice's physique?" And he was just like, "He's alright. He's really small." And it hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? Because like I know I'm small. I know I'm fucking tiny. Like I know I'm like a smaller guy. That's the hard part. Because whenever I tried to bulk, I just got fat. And I know it's like it's part of the process, but I really just don't want to be fat. Like at all. And it's not like I'm weak or anything, and I'm not like fucking 7% body fat. I'm like 11, 12, which is pretty healthy. But going on a bulk, I got up to like 15, 16, and I was just like, dude, like I can't I like you could see my stomach through my shirt, and I was just like, no, like I can't live like this. I'm gonna stop eating. And gets to the point, I don't know if I have an eating disorder, but I probably do but that's because of wrestling, not because of I want to look good. Looking good is a huge benefit, right? Like I used to have like I never really realized it, but I used to have like really fat cheeks. And I never realized it, but I was genuinely kind of chubby before I started working out. And I think that that's kind of why I look as good as I do, right? Is because I was fat. And I think I wasn't fat. It's hard to explain. Like I was chubby, right? Like when I first started working out, I was like 140 pounds maybe. and working out was just doing push-ups and pull-ups and squats and just like those apps where it was like get six pack in like 5 weeks, and halfway through I'd be like, dude, this shit sucks. So I asked my mom, I was like, yo, can I get a bench? She was like, sure. And that's kind of the way I made most of my progress. And I think one of the main reasons I'm small is because I do cardio a lot. Not running, but just wrestling. It's hard to gain weight with a sport because it's such a vigorous activity. But yeah, I just want to talk about something.